Before this episode of Flagrant Foul with Rich and Nate, a quick word from our sponsor, Fourth and Long Insurance. Flagrant Foul is supported by Fourth and Long Insurance, where we cover all emotional damage your team causes. Missed field goal? Covered. Questionable trade? Covered. Hope? Not covered. Fourth and Long, because therapy isn't always in the budget. And now for our show.
Run this off. Yeah. Hey, Cleveland roots with a reckless style. Take so bold, they're flagrant foul. House on the ice, Notre Dame pride. Wrestling talk pop culture ride from Rich to Nate. It's full court wild, sit back, press play. It's flagrant foul. Yeah, it's flagrant foul.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 10 of Flagrant Foul. I'm Nate with my boy Rich. The advertisement, the fake advertisement we had at the beginning of this show, just a little taster of what a real ad may sound like if anybody is interested. You could DM us on all social medias or reach us at flagrantfoulwithrichandnate@gmail.com. That's also in the bio of our TikTok. I think it's in a couple of the other profile bios, but it's definitely on TikTok. So if anybody's interested, please reach out. And without further ado, let's jump into episode 10.
All right. Well, another up and down weekend, Nate, and we're just going to tear the Band-Aid off and deal with these shitty Browns right out of the gate here. So I know we weren't expecting a win last weekend. It's frustrating, but I'm just tired of being the whipping boy of this division and watching the Steelers just absolutely smack us around. It's embarrassing. And, maybe this is an unpopular opinion because, we like to say we. I mean, I know we've been fans and support this team as does all of the Cleveland fan base for years. They're, they, in a roundabout way, help that team earn money and pay salaries, so our opinions do count, I guess, but I just would like to it appear from our coaching staff and some of these players that it mattered as much to them as it does to us. I mean, I can't stand the whole we're hugging and exchanging jerseys and every other thing after the game. Like, we just got embarrassed yet again. It's happened since you guys came back in the league, and that was just another embarrassing performance. So, thoughts on that?
I'm pretty sick of beating a dead horse on the Browns. It's the same thing every week. Coaching's terrible. The players are terrible. Everything's terrible. I hate them. I hate the Browns. I hate everything about them. Am I going to watch next week? Of course, but I hate them. The play calling is just atrocious. I've really got to, you start to question the sanity of everybody in Berea and how well the Haslam's head is on their shoulders. And when you continue to throw out the coaching staff and the players that we continue to put out there, you got to think that I don't feel like anything that they're doing in Cleveland really makes me feel as if they care. Like you said, there's no heart. No one cares. Doesn't even seem like they're trying. They're just like, we're running a business and we're trying to make money, and they're forcing us to have a 53-man football team. So we're just going to throw 53 guys out there, and whatever happens, happens. We're going to make our money regardless. It's like, I don't know. I hate everything about it. I mean, I have been a Kevin Stefanski hater since it's been a while now. I mean, I will die on the hill that Mike Vrabel should be coaching this team. That's the only way that Cleveland sports will ever be anything. Like, we had that, LeBron cared about Cleveland, came back. I know that people hate him for leaving twice, but came back and has his roots here, wanted to win a championship, and he came back and he did what he said he was going to do. And I also feel like Jose Ramirez is kind of that same kind of guy for the Guardians. He's a superstar, one of the best third basemen, if not the best in the MLB, but he loves Cleveland. He wants to be here. He wants to win, and he's doing everything he can to make that happen, taking pay cuts and whatever it may be. We don't have anybody like that in Cleveland. Nobody cares. The Haslams are from Tennessee. They don't care. Kevin Stefanski doesn't care. Nobody on this team cares. Mike Vrabel is an Ohio guy. He's out there in New England, get like full contact, no pads, getting in the middle of fights with players. Like he cares. I
Yeah.
think that Cleveland would have been the perfect spot for him to be a head coach of. Just
Yeah, for
somebody that
sure.
like actually cares, and
It's
we don't
incredibly
have that.
frustrating, and I think as far as Stefanski goes, and I've been a little myself here the last few years, and in our social circles we talk Browns with people defending Stefanski. Please show me the championship that he's won. He has not. I don't know where he's become this. He got the thing of being some sort of offensive genius. He's not. Everything that they say when they talk about I'm mindful of how I bring up young guys. Since when? Like, you've not done or proved or earned anything in your tenure here that makes me feel like you're on the right path. We're not addressing the offensive line. That happens year over year. That's not his fault, but that is AB's fault. Playing young guys. We've played them before. You had no problem playing DTR. You played Baker. You guys screwed up and got rid of Baker. We had the whole Watson debacle. Like, there's nothing that us as a fan base should be just sitting here being going, shut up, you guys are being unreasonable, take time. You've had more than enough time to show progress. You've shown no progress. The game plan this week, you talk about protecting a young rookie, and you go out there and throw 52 times, particularly like when you have the running back. I mean, Jerome Ford was running the ball decent. Judkins is going to get his. I mean, I know people are like, he wasn't breaking them off like he was last week, but none of the three, Sampson, Ford, or Judkins averages were bad. Stick to the running game. They need to do that. He's absolutely like too big of a puss to go downfield with the ball. That's super frustrating. I understand the fact that Jerry Jeudy can't catch a cold. I'm so done with him in the drops right now. But it's been, not to mention that, God, he's going to get guys killed. Like, Stefanski's just throwing the ball, and like, how many hospital balls were thrown yesterday? Like, people were getting
That was
absolutely
all Dylan
crushed.
Gabriel. And I saw a
100%.
video like maybe an hour ago, Dylan Gabriel in high school doing the same thing. Like that's just the kind of quarterback Dylan Gabriel is. And like some of the throws are good throws. He fits it into a tight window, but like if everyone's dead, you have no one to throw the ball to. Like
Yeah.
Gage Larvidan died, David Njoku dead. Like
Yep.
he's getting everybody killed, and he did the same thing in preseason. He got Gage Larvidan murdered in preseason too. Like so, I don't think that Dylan Gabriel played bad. I think he made some good throws.
He shouldn't be
I think
throwing that much.
he's too short.
Oh,
He got some balls batted
definitely.
down.
Yep, he had some deflections and
Um,
some batted down balls yesterday, which was the first time I think we really saw that. And I think when you look at his accuracy, like I saw him miss or throw the ball. Some of the drops I still expect guys at this level to pull those in, but they weren't perfect throws. He was low, or he was throwing hospital balls yesterday. So
yeah.
the bottom line is, when you're bringing a guy along, it's in division on the road. It's the Steelers. They're always going to play good. Their defense looked a hell of a lot better than ours did yesterday. Part of that is the fact that our offense is just absolutely pathetic. But yeah, I mean, why are you putting him in those situations? It's sorry. I'm tired of hearing Kevin say the same thing. Look, if your answer is we got to do better, I know I can do better. You've had more than enough time to do better. And if that's your answer, get the fuck out of here, because you don't care. It's not good enough. And how long do we need to wait for you to do better? It's pretty pathetic. Miles, on the defensive side of the ball, there were some bright spots. Campbell, I thought, looked pretty good in coverage. Actually, overall,
for the
I
most
thought
part, I
for
agree. I
coming
think they were
in,
pretty
I
good.
thought he played a good game. Carson Schwarzenegger looked good. Devin Bush looked good. Some of those guys on the line. Miles was missing in action, as he's prone to do.
I didn't think they accidentally Home Alone left him in Cleveland. Like I don't
I'm
even
sure
think
he was.
I don't think he was in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. So there's a point, because the first thing that people are going to defend and be like, he was being double and triple teamed. Yes, he was. He was also out of that game a lot. He was out of that game a lot. And I think, here's my frustration with Miles. There's no doubt the dude's a specimen. He's absolute fantastic and could absolutely one of the most elite defensive players the league has ever seen. He is not a leader. He's not a natural, charismatic, naturally born leader. We see it some of the off-season stuff. He gets treated differently. And even in season, it's like, things aren't going great. The body language is starting to be in. The comments are starting to come out. It's just a matter of time. Look, dude, you didn't want to stay here. If you really felt that strongly about it, maybe you shouldn't have stayed and you shouldn't have been about almighty dollar. But at the end of the day, it was about the money and you're here and it's still very early in this season. I mean, whether we like it or not, we got 11 more games. And, obviously we're not winning any Super Bowls or going to any playoffs this year, but you could, you think about Baker's first year when he got in, we didn't go to playoffs, but the vibe coming out of the season, knowing what you had and seeing the young guys, like that needs to be the focus. And it's not. So he really frustrates me. Quarterback wise, I'm still gonna say I want to see Shedeur. I think Dylan, you cannot blame whether this is true or not, and he's a career backup quarterback. The line was trash and continues to be trash. And now we have more injuries yet freaking again. Conklin is made of absolute balsa wood. But so I'm not going to blame him for everything, but I just think he's not the future of this quarterback position. So now you're in a position to say, is Shedeur a guy that maybe we can build around, or do we just know right now that we need to go out and get somebody next year? I'm so not excited about trying to go and do this whole process through the draft again next year. I would love to see what Shedeur has and let him be the guy. But, this week we're going to the Dolphins games. They're dog shit. Would be a great time to put him in. Stefanski won't do that because he's way smarter than the rest of us. They'll give that game to Dylan because God forbid Shedeur goes in, plays well. Then they have to answer all the questions about why did it take this long to put Shedeur in? It is whatever it is, but it's just frustrating and I'm sick of it. You got Tomlin now dogging out the Browns. He's absolutely not wrong. He can also go to hell because I hate that scumbag team. They're definitely just out there trying to hurt people. I don't like them. But whatever.
He's 100% right.
He is.
And say what you want about him. I hate the Steelers, but Mike Tomlin is a fantastic coach. They could every year you're like, Steelers might be bad this year, and then they just squeak out a 9-win, 8-win, 10-win seasons. Like Mike Tomlin is a fantastic coach. You give him whatever roster, and he's going to be okay. And I don't understand where the disconnect is with us. But back to like the Dylan thing, I think that I really don't think he played bad, but it's like you're not a franchise quarterback. You're going to be a solid backup. I think at the best case scenario, I don't feel like he has the attributes to be a franchise quarterback. He's so small, and the hospital ball thing has to change. Like in the grand scheme of things, I really don't feel like he played that bad, but like, I don't know. He's the being small thing. Like he's clearly the smallest player on the field.
If you look at the other small quarterbacks in the league, and I know they've had some bright spots but if you look at like Tua, like
that's the first thing I think of.
Dude's
like,
getting crushed.
Is like the same person as Dylan, and he's not
Kyler Murray.
Well.
He's getting crushed. Like literally the only guy.
Kyler Murray is quicker than Dylan. I think that's what he has going for him.
Baker's just he's slightly taller and he's a more physical guy. But I mean, you start getting over that. It's like, there are guys that have played undersized and been superstars on this league. I don't see it. I think he could be a great quarterback or a backup. He could be a guy game in hand, or we need to not make mistakes. It can come in. He's obviously a smart guy. He'd be great with the clipboard. I'm not, whatever. I'm trying to dog him out, but I think you're spot on. I don't think he has the physical attributes to be a future franchise quarterback for this organization.
I really don't think he played that bad. And on paper, his stats weren't terrible. I mean, did Aaron Rodgers have like similar passing stats with like 2/3 of the amount of passes? Like, yes. I think that Aaron Rodgers threw like 30 passes and we threw 52. Still completed less passes than Aaron Rodgers. Had the same amount of yards. He had more touchdowns. But also like realistically, he threw 3 interceptions that weren't caught.
100%.
Like, he lucked out because Juan Thornhill sucks.
Yeah.
Like, that was an interception. He threw one right to the linebacker, like, trying to go to Judkins. That should have been picked. Like, I'm not saying that he did bad, but he didn't do great, and he should have had a couple interceptions. I know he didn't, but,
Yeah.
like, if you're going to throw interceptions, I don't care. Like, everybody's going to throw an interception here and there, but, like, you got to throw more touchdowns than interceptions. Like,
Yeah.
I could get over the interceptions if you're throwing touchdowns, but
Yep,
whatever.
for sure. I mean, and I think other than like the Ravens game, I mean, even yesterday, defense didn't have their best stuff. They kept us in that game. Our inability to be able to put points on the board is just like that's the reason we're losing. The defense is playing good enough to win games. It is annoying watching Aaron Rodgers. We can be schemed so that Aaron Rodgers, who's maybe a half of a second quicker than Joe Flacco, like just absolutely cannot get to the guy. So that's super irritating to see. I think we got to him. Actually, I don't even know if we did get credited for a sack because I think he got rid of the
I
ball
have no idea.
on the
Like,
one play
yeah,
that I
they're
was
like
thinking.
chasing him. I'm like, Aaron Rodgers is not quicker than our D line. Where's Miles? Every time it's like, oh, we might get a sack here. Miles is chilling on the bench. He's playing house makeover, putting graveyards in his front yard. Like,
Yeah, I'm
bro
tired of
does not
hearing that.
care.
Stop talking about, you being, I'm going to be, defensive player of the year and putting, headstones in your front yard.
Yeah,
and
he
all that
literally
crap.
said
Win
Aaron
games.
Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, good time to put another headstone in the graveyard.
Yeah,
Okay,
go,
buddy. Okay.
show up, be a leader, win games. That's what we care about, okay? Like, no one cares about your individual accolades, and as much as he wants to act like, I want to go and win championships, you took the money, so you credibility's in my books gone, like, you stayed here for the money, and that's fine, but be a leader. Like, you talk a lot. You talked about being a leader in the offseason. When do we actually get to see that? Because it's getting old. But I think, not a lot of bright spots to talk about. I'm not going to harp on it. I would say, our kicker, other than his first week, has been great. Corey B, half-assed attempt on his couple crappy punts as well, and a half-assed attempt on the one return. But I mean, I know he's a good player and a captain, but like, hey guys, the guys that we're putting C's on, I want to see you out there putting it on the line. Sorry, I know we don't want our punter getting hurt, but like, it's just an overall, I think you spoke to it last week, when Landry came in the Baker days, there was truly a culture change and guys holding each other accountable. And I don't see that. I see a lot of guys trying to hype each other up and talk get tough in the pregame, but you just don't see guys being, holding each other to a certain standard. It's kind of frustrating. But I do feel like we have pieces of the puzzle as young guys if we can ever sort of get our head out of our ass, but we will see. So I'm not going to harp on the Browns forever. One other bit of news we'll get to before we move on. So it looks like Haslam and his ownership group and Mayor Bibb are playing nice now. It's basically the Haslams have agreed to pay, I think, the cost of the demo of the old stadium and kicking like $100 million towards the lakefront renovation project. So it's always this is against everything we are until you throw money at it, and then all of a sudden they're all happy about it.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it's a win-win from this standpoint. It will be a better Browns facility out in Brook Park. It will be a really cool use of that lakefront area, which, realistically, I don't think that the stadium outside of the Browns games is getting used a ton. So it is primo real estate that could be kind of cool to revitalize that downtown area. Probably the biggest thing I geeked about, it'll be that Haslam will, jack up ticket prices because, you would be a perennial dog shit team in the cellar, but, give us something nice and shiny and keep upping the prices. At the end of the day, you guys need to put a better product on the field and you need to start winning. Other teams have done it in far less time than we have. I'm tired of the promises. I'm tired of what there coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's time to kind of put up or shut up. I'm sick of it. So there's not a whole much less to say, left to say about this team. It's just they're very frustrating, and it sucks being in the situation. You're 1-5, and we got 11 games to go. There's a lot of football to be played, and I'm going to be there just being miserable, basically, for the next 3 months, but it sucks. I mean, it's every year, and then So we're going to go and have another shit year. And we're going to hold on to this shitty coach. And then we're going to go in the off season and we're going to be, oh, what quarterback are getting? And we got 2 first-round picks. I don't even care anymore. I don't care about the first 2 picks that we have this year. It's time to start putting dubs in the column and stop planning for next year. So I don't know. It's frustrating. And then I'll just say, another week of Shador doing nothing but being a great team guy, saying the absolute right thing, and just media, local media, national media, just being dumb as shit with the whole, he's a distraction and the team's, this is all a distraction on the team. He isn't doing anything other than showing up, putting his head down and working. You all want to create drama because it's awesome and it gets people listening to your shows and everything else, but the guy's done nothing wrong. He's done nothing wrong. If anybody's done anything wrong, it's been a complete handling of him from the Browns organization, and seeing what he's doing and sort of hanging him out to dry there. I think they could do a little bit better job managing that narrative around his development so it doesn't look like they just hate him. Because, whether it's true or not, or we're reading into it, it just seems like they're definitely took him to sell jerseys and we're just going to let him sit there and waste away because God forbid he goes somewhere else and ends up being awesome. But it makes no sense to me. I don't know. I don't know why you waste a pick on him if we're not going to give him a fair shake. So
I really feel like if Shador came into this offense right now, he would do much better than anybody has so far. Just for the simple fact that it's like Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel, they go out, they run Kevin Stefanski's stupid little plays. I'm going to throw 4 yards down the field. I'm going to throw the ball 7 times behind the line of scrimmage. I think that Shador has enough confidence in himself that he seems like the kind of person to be like, we're not doing that. Like, I'm throwing the ball because like Dylan Gabriel refuses to throw the ball deep. Like Shador will go out there and do his thing. Like if he gets his opportunity, we saw that in the preseason. Like if he gets his chance, he's going to go out and make plays and throw the ball. And I think that he won't let Stefanski do stupid plays. Like I feel like he will have a voice to kind of stand up and like make a case. It seems like everyone else is just like, okay, yes, Stefanski, I'm going to do exactly what you tell me. Like, that's not who Shador is. And part of me feels like they're afraid because he's not going to just, like, go with the flow that's not working. Like,
yeah,
we can clearly tell he's sitting on the sideline going, this team's garbage. Like, if he gets his chance, he's going to go do his thing. He's not going to, I don't know. That's just the vibe that I get. I don't know if that's true, but I feel like it's worth a shot to see.
Yeah, totally agree. I don't know. Well, another week we'll focus on Dolphins coming forward. That is a winnable game. Whether we Browns it up or not, that's at home. They're a terrible team. We'll see what happens. Some other stuff around the league. Steelers is starting to gap us. Cincinnati, Joe wasn't the savior. We didn't think he would be. Baltimore continues to, flounder a little bit. Would we have a coaching firing out of Tennessee already? So early in the season, we're already seeing some work. Chiefs starting to look like a tough team. Do I think that they're, a Super Bowl team? No, but they're a good team with enough guys that have won before and they're winning. They're beating good teams. So, it's more of the same. Someday I'll probably be old and decrepit. I'll be looking like the skeleton out in my Halloween decorations. We might win a Super Bowl, but I won't hold my breath. So, before we transition into some college football, we got into this last week, so just another quick reminder: Guardians, great season, way ready to finish. Small market, we don't spend the money. You could say what you want about the franchise as a whole, but the players, all heart. They went out there, put it on the line, got themselves a pennant, and yeah, they're one and done, and we don't know what we have next year, but whatever. But we also had some Tigers fans didn't love the comments from last week's show. I don't care. But I think, Nate, did you have something you wanted to say?
Basically exactly what I said was going to happen last week, and everyone was crying about it. That's exactly what happened. I said you guys might play 3 extra weeks of baseball. Sorry, I got it wrong. You played maybe a week and a half of extra baseball. So it appears that your off season is saved. I don't have to cancel those flights to Cabo quite yet. I think you'll be able to get on them. And what happened? The Guardians won the AL Central, lost in the first round. The Tigers won nothing, lost to the Mariners. And
We
that's
locked
about
down.
it.
Yeah, I mean the guards locked down all the Primo Chase lounges in Cabo. So
Yeah,
y'all
so you
y'all are
guys are gonna
sitting in the
get
back.
yeah, you got the short end of the stick. So I mean, I don't really understand why everyone was freaking out. I mean, like we're in the same boat as Tigers fans. Like we are young teams that could possibly get there. So I don't understand why everyone's hating. Um, but yeah, we got the pennant. Y'all didn't, and you got nothing to show for it. So sucks to suck.
Yeah, pretty much. So I will say that's probably going to be the most of what you're going to hear baseball until 26. I guess we'll address the series when it starts and we get that far. But yeah, it is what it is. Moving on. Sorry, Tigers. So let's get to something positive. Notre Dame moved up. We are on the cusp of being back in the playoffs. We're up to 13. Nice win over NC State. I think, again, they're starting to become a more well-rounded offense. If there was one knock, I know they had a couple drives with going for it on fourth down that we got stuffed in the early in the game, and overall it didn't matter. But when we start playing some of the primo teams, should we make this playoff? That's not points those are points we can't leave off the board, and we got to capitalize on that. But otherwise, I know Jeremiah Love continues to make his case as a Heisman candidate, but they're super stoked for that. Defense, again, fairly being stingy, giving up points. NC State's not. They were and Notre Dame was heavily favored going into that game. But NC State, if you look at their record, I mean, they played a couple of decent programs in their losses, and they were, I think, a 4-win team going into that game. So I mean, that wasn't just like a pushover crappy game. So I think they lost to Duke. Duke's a decent program. I'm trying to remember if they lost to Georgia Tech or Wake, and both are okay programs. So not the worst losses in the world. This week, I'm trying to remember. I had just looked this up.
USC, number 20, USC. This is our chance. We're number 13 in the country now. 4-2. We've lost at the perfect time. We're storming back. We're finding our identity. We win this game. We have to win this game. We lose, it's over. But if we win this game, we probably jump up to maybe, depending on how everybody else shakes out, we're definitely 12, maybe 10. Doesn't really matter. We just need to get to the top 12 and we're in. I don't care about the bye. I don't care who we play. I think that if we get in, we'll be a tough team to play. But big game this weekend, right? Is it? Yeah, this weekend.
Yeah, it's this weekend. There's a couple other decent games this weekend, like Georgia Tech playing Duke. Duke's not a terrible program. That's a game they potentially could win. Who else they got? Vandy's got LSU.
Vandy got LSU. We're big Vandy fans this week.
There's we gotta trying to remember Indiana, Michigan State,
Tennessee,
that'll
Alabama.
be a dub.
I kind of think we need Alabama to win. If Tennessee wins, they're not going to drop below us. If Bama wins, Tennessee will drop below us. Tennessee's 11, Bama's 6.
Got Ole Miss, Georgia. Granted, they're 5-9, so how much you drop on that. But I think I'm gonna go out on a limb here. A&M. Of the two teams we've lost to, I would say they're the one that I would say is the lesser, hands down, over Miami. But and Arkansas is not a good team. But Arkansas is playing better under the new coach. Like that's you're not paying attention stinker game. I could see maybe Arkansas pulling that off. So which is not great necessarily for us.
They did. I didn't know they almost beat Tennessee. So
yeah.
So there's interesting game for Texas A&M. But yeah, it wouldn't be great for us.
You got Bama, Tennessee. I got to think Bama wins that game. Number 11 in Tennessee. That's a jump for us. So I think we just got to take care of business. We
control our own destiny. We control at this point. We're 13 in the country. We've got I don't know how many games left, but enough that we went out. We're in. And then we could make some magic happen in the playoffs, I think.
Yep, for sure. I think the other big news around college football, Penn State, man, absolutely shitting the bed
Big old
to
dump.
Northwestern, and Franklin gets canned. Although
That's
I
kind of
guess
crazy that
who
they
has the
fired
last
him.
laugh because dude's getting paid? Is it 49 million? Is his buyout like?
Something like that.
It's something
That's
crazy.
crazy.
So
Drew Aller, that dude has got to be kicking himself right now. He's done for the season. So he
yeah.
has his draft stock is cooked. Cooked.
I mean,
Everyone
he
had
has
him
no
going in the
eligibility, right? He's out of
no.
eligibility, right?
Yeah, he's
Okay.
done. So everyone had him going like first round last year. But I mean, people also had Shadur maybe going first round. So that's not totally like I don't know exactly where he would have landed, but much
Yeah.
higher than he would have landed. He's going to land now after like UCLA, Northwestern losses. You're done for the season now.
Yeah.
And you go to the draft, like, I wouldn't touch him. I would be surprised if he goes top 5 rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sucks. Hey, I was going to ask you, I don't know if you'd read this, but have you heard about NCAA's considering doing the 5 years of eligibility?
And get rid of the red shirt.
Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
um,
I don't understand what like you play 5 years instead of being there for 5 years and only playing 4.
yeah, I don't know exactly how it all works out. I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, you saw going through the last several years with COVID and all the extra red shirts, and then you got medical. I mean, there's ways to continue to play for
Yeah,
a
I mean,
good bit
people are
of
doing
time.
it anyways. People
Yeah.
people are finding a way to do it with injuries, COVID, which no one probably has a COVID year anymore. But like,
It's just
I would
nice to make it more
say that
equitable, I
yeah, I mean,
think.
it doesn't really affect us like as a college football fan. Like, I mean, the older the players are, the better they are for the
Yep.
most part. The more veteran kind of players in college football, like Carson Beck, for example. He seems to
Yeah.
be doing well with his experience that he's had so far. And I mean, I think it's been fine for NFL as well. I mean, like Bo Nix played in college forever. He's doing pretty good in Denver. Dylan Gabriel played forever in college. Time will tell on him, but there's some players that's been a while in college and they're doing pretty good in the pros.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. I don't really care. It doesn't affect me. I wonder if they'll give me a year back now.
I want my year back. So, what are you going? You going heavy?
No, I'm probably gonna go play like badminton or something. D1
Oh, that's
badminton.
true. I heard
Obviously,
you can go do the
the Berg
pro.
Walleye team.
That's actually awesome. That would be so much fun. Hey, sign them up. But no, I like the idea of doing the 5. I think it just is more equitable, across the board. So, we'll see. So hockey started last week. Get into our Avs, another bright spot. We're moving all positive now on this show for a little bit. So hockey season start. Get ready, buckle up, folks. You're going to hear a lot of it. They look kind of frustrating. Over OT loss, still got the point. It's early in the year. I think they'll be fine.
It was a shootout, right?
It was a shootout. Jake Ottinger sort of owns the Avs at the moment, so that's a little disconcerting.
He's just so goated. Imagine if he was on our team. We would
Here's
never
the
lose
thing,
again.
though. They need to, the Avs, in years past, the talent on that team, I'm like, just get in the playoffs and you guys will be fine. We need to win our division.
We need to get in the playoffs. I don't want the President's Trophy because no one ever does good with that. But we need to get in and not play Dallas. If we can,
I don't want to play Dallas first round.
I'll play
I want to see
anybody
them.
but Dallas.
I'd like to see like Dallas have to play like Winnipeg in the first round or something. Just like a team that can skate and put up points and wear them out a little bit. But yeah, that sucks. But both the top lines look pretty good as expected. That second line's just physical and scrappy. The first line, man, I think they're 1-2 in the NHL. McKinnon and Netchus are on points. They look awesome. They're really gelling. I think Netchus is poised to have a massive year. So he looks like he put some work in the offseason. I think maybe the knock on him is just his putting the puck in the net. He didn't score on it, but I don't know if you saw the little move he pulled other night on a nice chance down the left side of the ice. Just a little, it was like a spinorama on steroids, Sammy G style, was just beautiful. But yeah, he looks like he's seeing scoring opportunities. I think the other thing with him that I like is, when he came last year, him and McKinnon are great playmakers, but he that just looks like he's pulling the trigger on the shot, and that's what we need him to do. We don't need two playmakers on that line. So they are just giving me Cup vibe
2022
team. They
vibes.
just look deep, fast, strong. They're not going to win every game. They had a nice game today. They took out Buffalo. Not a great team, but they definitely look like a tough team. So, have you checked out any of the games yet this year?
I watched the first three. I was just checking. They play Columbus on Thursday. I was just looking at the tickets. They're $50, but game starts at 7. I don't think I'll be able to make it in time.
Yeah,
But anyways, I didn't watch today. They got that 3-1 win over the Sabres. Not really surprised by that. But yeah, I think they've looked good so far. They're definitely a second half of the game team.
yeah,
The first period and a half hasn't been spectacular. But they've done enough to win games. Even the Dallas game, they looked good. I don't know. It seems like they have been. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure this is how it's been in the past, but I could be wrong. It seems like they were struggling with getting pucks on net, but now it seems like we're getting lots of shots off, and it's like in the Stars game, we had like double the shots, but the same amount of points. So aside from that, because it's frustrating watching like the Stars game, they have 10 shots, 2 goals. We have 20 shots, 2 goals. It's like, that's 20 opportunities. We should have more goals than them realistically. If we have the longer possession time, like, I don't know. But they also do have a very good goalie, so
yeah. I
I'll
was
be
gonna
interested
look.
to see when Blackwood comes back.
I was gonna see because I thought he play today. I
Blackwood?
thought. Yeah, I thought he was just sitting the first. Now Wedgie played again, so I gotta think he's getting close to being back. But yeah, it'll be good. I think they're fine. Like I said before, they look good. You're not gonna win every game. They look much better early on. Nichushkin looks good. He hasn't translated to points yet, but they're gonna come. I think that they'll be fine. I think Brett Burns has looked good. He's been a little off chemistry rise on a few plays, but I think that's going to continue to improve. So that doesn't really give me, a lot of concern. So, good things ahead. I think they definitely are, the year after they won the cup, I think that, the off season and some of the injuries that were lingering and all of that it was going to be tough to repeat, and they just kind of have had a different feel the last couple of years since, but this is definitely, this just definitely feels like even a stronger team than when they won the cup. So also won the cup during Olympic year, got an Olympic year this year. So just looking for some parallels. Maybe we'll pull it off. I'm kind of afraid of this all-star break though. We got a few guys that are going to be playing or during the Olympics, not the all-star break, during the Olympic break. And it just kind of scares me on a few of them. I mean, that's a lot of miles on McCarr, McKinnon. Andy's always going to make me a little
When are
nervous.
the Olympics?
So I'm pretty sure it's 3 weeks and it's February. So it's going to be
So
kind
they're
of a
not
weird
going to be
break.
playing. I'm confused. Like the
Yeah.
NHL's not playing at all?
No, they paused during that entire 3 week
Is this the first
period.
time that they've done this?
They don't always
Um,
have um, they don't always have the NHL players. They kind of make a decision and whether they're going to allow that or not. I don't know if that's an NHL based decision or if that's something with the Olympic Committee, but this year is our NHL players will be playing. So yeah, it's be a 3 week break. So
I just found this posted 4 hours ago today, obviously. Mackenzie Blackwood joining the Eagles on a conditioning assignment. Was announced
okay.
this morning. The Eagles don't play until Saturday. And since the Avs are on the road, they'll be Columbus on Thursday. He'll have an opportunity to practice with the Eagles while the Avs are traveling. So
Yeah.
it doesn't look like he's getting, at least in the next week, doesn't look like he'll be back.
Okay.
But
Well,
hopefully soon.
I'd rather them take your time. Wedgie's doing awesome. I think he seems like better big save goalie to me.
Mhm.
At least, from what I've seen of them in a little less than a year between the two. I don't know. He's a big guy. He's looked crisp. So, we will see what happens. But early on in the season, and potentially taking that one spot here for the Avs. Currently in the one spot. Hopefully we can go coast to coast with it. Um, so did a little traveling last week. I don't want to get on my high horse about the flying thing again, but we got a couple items we got to get to. So this whole Southwest Open seating, which will be going away soon. So thank God for that. But until it does, like, it drives me crazy. You get on the plane, it's open seating. People got you got your laptop on the seat or a water bottle because you're saving seats. It's early on. Like, this is open seating. Get your shit out of the way. Like, we're not doing this. It bugs me that Southwest doesn't police it. It drives me crazy. It's like, pay the whatever. It's not expensive for pre-boarding if you want to sit together or fly another airline. This whole shit where you go cheap out and then put your crap on the seat is nonsense. That drives me crazy. And then the other thing I've noticed, and this is all the airlines lately, so carry-ons cost more than a check bag now. So people are paying for their carry-on because what? I don't want my bag getting lost and I'm trying to not have to wait for my luggage. But then these flights are either slow or they overbook them, and all of a sudden you got need you to check. We need 9 people to check their bag if we're not going to get out on time, or we're behind it. We need to make up this time, or we don't have room and we're not going to charge you to check your bag. Like, I already paid more than everybody else to check their bag. You don't act like I'm doing you a favor because you guys can't stay on frickin' schedule. That's bullshit. It drives me crazy. And then the whole you're gonna not charge me to check a bag, so you're gonna give me a credit because I overpaid for a carry-on that I'm not allowed to have. I also noticed is a new one. Apparently people have been getting wise. They're checking people for fanny packs now. So if you have a fanny pack, no matter what size, on your person, that needs to be stuffed in something or it counts as your bag. Literally, if it's on you and it fits in the seat, what the hell do they care? They should not care. But super irritating, annoying. I don't know. So any updates, Nate, on I know we talked Watson last week. People weren't super happy about, our point to the Watson discussion wasn't that we agree with what he's doing or bring him back. He's on the payroll and he's going to be there and he's going to force our hand. There's going to be a point where we're not bringing in another guy this year. And if we don't have a quarterback that can play, why are you not giving the guy a chance? Now, there's a fair point to say the season's over. He's a bum. Let's see what we have in the rookies. And I'm all for that, and Shadur as well. But if there's a point where there comes injuries and we have to pay a guy, yeah, absolutely go throw him out there. Why would you not want to play him? I mean, the season's over, but I'm not trying to sign anybody else, and I'm not trying to watch Bailey Zappi.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people were crying about that as well. First and foremost, I'm not going to sit here and act like Deshaun Watson's been a fantastic quarterback since he's been in Cleveland. That is not what I said. That has not been the case. I will say that there have been some moments where oh, maybe the original Deshaun Watson is back. For example, like I said, last year's Las Vegas Raiders game, he was the best player on the field, and he is not the reason we lost that game. He threw an interception because of Amari Cooper. But he did not look bad in that game. The year prior, I think back to the Ravens game that we came back and won, and he got hurt. Whatever happened in that game, he was done for the season after that game. He did fine in that game. Part of the reason we won that game is because of him. I'm not saying that Deshaun Watson has been fantastic, but we are paying him a lot of money to sit on the sideline and stare at the wall. So if you're not confident in your rookies, and if we're just going to keep getting destroyed, why not throw him out there? We're paying him anyways. He has to be here. So we're going to lose with Dylan Gabriel. We might lose with Deshaun Watson. What does it matter? Throw me out there. We're going to lose. It doesn't matter because the same outcome is going to result. So why not?
If he gets cleared, he's coming back and we're paying him either way, right? So what are the other options? You gonna cut him
Like,
so
yeah,
that we
like,
can pay him and somebody else can go
yeah,
and
pay,
he'll all
do
of a sudden
that,
be
or
good?
he can just
No, we're
go
not.
sit at home and we're still paying him. Like, we are paying the guy. No one is happy that we're paying him. I'm not saying that I'm happy that we had gave him the contract. I was excited when we got him originally because Baker coming off the year that he had, I understand that he was hurt. And looking back in retrospect, should we probably have kept Baker? Probably. But when you had a guy that was a top 3 quarterback when he was playing compared to the season that Baker had, which was not a good one, I know he was hurt, but I was excited. Now, I'm not happy that we're still paying him and like this whole trade has kind of like ruined everything that we had built. But like he's there. He's on the Browns, whether you like it or you don't. Deshaun Watson is a Cleveland Brown and he's getting paid a lot of money to be a Cleveland Brown. And right now, our team is poop. Like, I think that everybody should have a shot. I think Shedeur should get some time to play. Let's see if he's good. I think that Deshaun should have some time to play. We know that he's bad, but maybe he like just turns it around. I mean,
Yeah.
all of the stuff that he's been posting, he looks good to me. I mean, like, it's not going to change anything that we already have. Like, we're a bad team that doesn't have a quarterback. Let's give every quarterback an opportunity. Let's throw Bailey Zappi out there. Like, at this point, it's like we got to throw all of our darts at the board, and one of them has got to stick. If we end this season knowing for 100% that Dylan Gabriel sucks, Adair sucks, Bailey Zappi sucks, and Deshaun Watson sucks, then at least we could say, all right, that was awful. They are all buns. Now what? Who's next? Are we drafting somebody? Are we picking someone up? Like, we officially will know at the end of the season, this is what we have. Because at this point, we have 13 question marks. Like, oh,
We're
is Deshaun
paying 8
Watson going to get to
quarterbacks
play?
right now.
Yeah.
Did you
like,
see
is
that
it
this week?
I did see that. Like, we're not right now. We're like, oh, is Deshaun Watson going to play? Oh, he's probably going to be bad. Like, let's answer the questions. Like, at the very least, let's go 1-16, but know what we have. Let's know what we have. Every single player on this team should get an opportunity to play in a game. We know what we have, and we can go to next year knowing what we have. That's
I think
all
the
we're
other
saying.
thing is with Watson too is like whether you like it or not, he's here next year and we're paying him. So
Yeah, like
he's
we're
here.
stuck
So
with
you
him.
can
We
sit
are
there
stuck
and
with him.
what you want, but I mean, like, do I want to see Shedeur get an opportunity? And to your point, let's see what Dylan has. Let's see what Shedeur has, and this and that. Like, we can agree that the offensive line is so bad where nobody's going to be in a great position this year. So let's say neither of them work out. You know you have Deshaun next year. So what if we go and draft another? So you're going to really take another? Is there a guy that you're like, oh, we're going to take this guy in the draft and he's just going to be an absolute stud. He's in it. Like, we're going to put him out there like without a significant line overhaul. Cause I don't know how much you can overhaul that line. So let's say we draft guys. Okay. So you got rookies. There's only so much we're going to be able to do in free agency. So, I mean, realistically, like, even if we end up moving on or and getting another guy and Deshaun's here, I think I'd rather watch him play the beginning of the year. If he can play, we got to pay him anyway, instead of throwing the guy in behind this crappy line that's got to be addressed and letting another guy go get killed. What's the point of that? So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't get me wrong. I like Shedeur better than Dylan Gabriel. But if Dylan Gabriel wins us games and he's the guy, then fantastic. Like, we haven't had a quarterback in forever.
Yeah.
So regardless of who it becomes, I just will be happy that we have somebody. I would love to see Shedeur come out there and ball out, and then we can pay Deshaun Watson to sit on the sideline and be whatever, because Shedeur's our guy and he's good, or Dylan Gabriel's our guy and he's good. But if they're not producing, like, what's the point of paying a guy? If, like, we don't have an answer at quarterback, we're paying this guy. Why not? Like, it's not going to hurt.
Well, I think Dylan got Gage Larvidan destroyed this week, so I say we go Shedeur, bring Luke up, let it roll. Let's see what happens.
They won't, but I'd love to see it.
Well, I think they might bring him. I mean, who's other receivers do we have? We've already brought up everybody.
Luke could probably come out.
Luke will probably come out. Shedeur, yeah, it won't happen this week.
Shedeur is not playing.
No, because Kevin is incapable of admitting
The
that he's
only way
wrong.
that we're going to see Shadur is when this awful O-line that Andrew Berry put together gets Dylan Gabriel killed, which, like, almost happened yesterday. Got sacked about 16,000 times. Did you see him trying to, like, rip Patrick Queen's helmet off and, like, try to fight him?
Yes, he's
I'm
being
like, bro,
you're.
I
You're,
mean, get fired up. I'm cool with it. Like, about time somebody gets bad. Like, no one on that team gets pissed off. They all just
yeah.
pout. Like, I'm cool if he has a little fire under him, but, like, try to rip his helmet off and then go throw a touchdown. Don't, like, I don't know.
I don't know. I'd like to see our coach show some passion for a
Yeah,
change. Whatever. Let that be a lesson to you, young
we just
aspiring.
gotta be better. We just gotta be better.
Be a
Like,
lesson to
okay,
you,
dude.
aspiring NFL coaches. Having an immaculate beard only gets you so far. That gets your foot in the door, but then you have to actually know what you're doing. He's frustrating. What about we heard last week there were a couple trades. So obviously Flacco went, and Greg Newsome for Campbell trade went down midweek. Sounds like, particularly after this loss, that won't be the end of it. I mean, who do you see moving? I could see Njoku getting moved because of where he is.
I
in
don't
his contract
necessarily
year.
see that.
I don't
happening.
want him to.
I heard that as well. It doesn't really make any sense because, like, we don't have any receivers. Like, our tight ends are, like, the best receivers we have. And I think that Njoku and Harold Fannin are a great 1-2 punch. Like, if you trade Njoku, like, yeah, Fannon's great and he could be the future, but, like, we don't have, you're going to throw the ball to, I think it's Blake Whiteheart. Like,
Yeah.
that's,
I don't
that
want to
doesn't
get
make
rid
any
of them, but
sense.
you don't know. They have, I mean, right now, Miles, where this team's at, if somebody comes with some crazy offer for Miles, I'm listening to it.
I mean, realistically, I don't want to see, like, there's guys like Njoku. I like Njoku. I'd like to see him be in Cleveland forever.
Yeah.
I like Denzel. I'd like to see him be in Cleveland forever. But also, it's like, we are so bad that they honestly, like, I'm going to be upset. But, like, at the end of the day, like, Denzel deserves better than this. Miles,
I think I might be upset is if I felt like we had a GM that was capable of be like, okay, we need to, like, this is what we need to do right now to be better in the future. Like, we're going to trade our best players to make the wrong decision again later on. You know, they are. How laughable is it too? I saw that list of names for potential trade targets. It was like, please explain to me why there's anybody from our offensive line is a trade target. Oh, you want a guy made of glass that never plays?
Yeah,
by
and
all
also,
means.
like, they're, like, the guys I saw, like Joel Patonio. It seemed
I
like
don't
all
want
the
him to
old guys on
leave.
the line. I don't
Yeah.
either, but it seemed like all the old guys on the line were potential trade targets. But it's like Patonio probably has like a year or maybe 2 left, and he's probably done. So I don't see anybody wanting to give up much for him. But it's also like, if you're Andrew Berry, your O line is already garbage. Why give up the best part of your O line? It
I
doesn't
don't
make
know.
any sense. I mean, unless he's like collecting draft picks. Like, he'll probably go trade Batonio for a 4th or 3rd round pick. It's like, you're gonna go draft a couple people that we don't need next year. They might be good, but it's like we still have glaring issues that you're not addressing.
Yeah. Well, I think, I mean, I think where they make the mistake is you go in the offseason. It's like, we need this, we need that. You know, we have money. Like, we're at a point with the team going like into the last offseason, and we are again this year. The holes that need to be filled, that's not a one-off season. You're not going to fill that through the draft, and you're not going to be able to find the players you need in free agency. It's just not going to happen. You know, it's frustrating. And I guess, like, what'll be frustrating is after this year is watching, like, Aaron Rodgers leave and the Steelers have to go out and just find a quarterback, but and it'll just be good again. That's going to piss me off so mad.
Will Howard is the backup. He's going to be, like, their guy for the next 15 years.
I've heard nothing. I did when he first went to camp. I know he was like working hard and he was excited to be there, but I haven't like heard anything about whether he was like.
He's going to go sit behind Aaron Rodgers for a year or 2, and then he's going to be the best quarterback that's ever played football, probably.
Aaron Rodgers is a scrub. Dude angers me.
I do agree. He's a weenie.
I don't like him. It's mostly his face. Something about it I highly dislike, but it's whatever. Well, I don't know. Some positive things, I guess, to look into the week. We have a winnable game. We'll probably lose it. Avs are in first place. Notre Dame's on the cusp of making the playoffs. So we'll end this on a high note, I guess. But, you know, quickly, I want to address this because I've been in this dude's shoes before. My guy, Big D, absolutely getting geeked up. His son Ryan, nice sack to finish off the game last week. So shout out to the Boone Braves, who are currently undefeated. Hopefully looking to get into the playoffs. We have a budding defensive lineman slash linebacker. He's grooming down there for the Browns in about 10 years or so, maybe. But shout out to those guys. But I was so amused to see Dave's video. As soon as I heard it, I heard the yell. I was just like, oh, that was Dave, 100%. So been there. You know what? And for you parents that are giving the look when you see just a completely passionate father or mother at a sporting event, just like going crazy because something good happens, like get off their back. Those are some of the best moments ever. You can't contain your emotion in those moments. And that was pretty awesome to see. So exciting times down there. So hopefully it sounded like they got a couple games to run it to 9-0 and then kind of a matchup between the two powerhouses in the conference. So good luck to those guys. That's all I had for the week. How about you, Nate?
Got much. Still depressed. I hate the Browns so much, but we'll be back next week to talk about it again.
Sounds good. All right, everybody take her easy. Stay classy. You left me hanging. Cleveland.
You always say,
all right.
you're always like, stay cool. Peace out.
I'm making this up as I go. All right, y'all. Everybody have a good week. We'll catch you next week. Later.
Come back, beat kicks and crowd noise, whistle blows.